So we've had about a month and a half of toy hunting, of toy shows, of pre-orders coming in, of all sorts of stuff. And we got to go through this pile of figures that we've accumulated so far this year because we have not kept up with a filming schedule.
No, we are bad.
Yeah. Unprofessional YouTubers.
That's why we're not monetized.
I'm going to play the intro now.
Well, here we are again. If you watched, we did our latest episode was our hunt from our going to toy shows. Prior to that, we've been kind of slacking off because we each have a nice long big pile to get through of toys we just were on the hunt for, whether it be going to physical stores or whether it be going to eBay or Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon or whatever the case may be. Also, I got to shout out Critical Role. Just finished their campaign session 3. I watched all 8.5 hours of the final episode. I can't wait for campaign 4.
We've got a good chunk of toys to get through. Who wants to start us off this time?
Well, I'll go ahead and start us off with some interesting finds. We'll start with a couple little one-offs. So I'm going to just mention all the toy. I'll probably say them again, but I've been figure hunting at different toy stores. Of course, Kid Force Collectibles. You can't go an episode without mentioning Joe Kiss Kiss and Kid Force. What a great show! I was actually in there yesterday and just chat with him, and he's just such a great guy. I love just chatting with the guy. We just there was a toy I saw on my way out the door. I went, oh. There, he showed it to me, and I went, I might have to make a fund for that. We'll wait and see. We'll see what happens. But not only Kid Force, my buddy and I went toy hunting a couple weekends ago, 2 weeks ago, and we were down in the Twinsburg area. There's a store there called Adams Toys and Comics, I believe. Mm-hmm. There, I scooped up the GI Joe platform. I got that there.
Nice.
Oops. Hey, Stone Cold's asking some questions. It's telling me it's going to snow.
Look, he's asking one specific question.
Yeah. There's a toy store not too far down the road from them called Your Toy Connections. Excuse me. And been there before. That's where I found the hovercraft that nice. Same weekend. And then my buddy Mike found another one that was a little, I can't remember where it was. Maybe I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was called Toys and Noise, and it was vintage and some modern, but vintage figures and also albums and music.
Oh, nice.
It was such a nice little shop because I'll talk more about them in a minute. But anyway. So we went around there, and I did find something. I'm not going to show it because I told John about it years ago. We're talking years ago. John bought me. He's hanging back here on the wall, right there, and it's Iron Fist. He's a variant. He's in his red and yellow costume, and John got that for me. God, I don't know how long ago.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. And I saw him again, so I scooped him up, and I thought, I'm going to unbox him. And when I opened him up, he broke. I mean, I took him out of the package, and his leg fell off. And his hip, where his hip joins, it broke. I was disheartened. So anyway, but I did find one at Your Toy Connections. Kind of forgot they made them. Saw her at a good price, but I got the 3 3/4-inch GI Joe Sonya Blade. She doesn't have her weapons or anything, but they did have her there on card, but I just opted for this one. I may go back and get that one on card, but I just opted for this one right now. So now she sits on the flag, stands on the flag, hanging out with the ninjas and their little conclave talking. The little Sonya Blade.
I've been waiting, Kohan, for you to get to this point in your G.I. Joe collecting. There's Mortal Kombat, there's Street Fighter.
DEA,
Yeah.
space monsters. So staying when we went to that other shop, Toys and Noise, I was like, oh, look at that. One figure away from completing a collection, possibly two, but definitely one. Because I just scooped up the Aliens Kenner Apone. So
Very nice.
yeah, again, not a rendition of him at all from the film. He looked nothing like that. And I think you were talking about on the last episode the Robin Hood figures by Kenner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also not good figures, but there's just nostalgia with these for me.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of Apones, a couple of ones I already had, and I looked down and I went, "Oh no," because I have never seen this one. I didn't know they made this one, and I went, yoink. And the couple there that own that shop were so sweet and so kind and so nice, but so old school that he actually wrote the receipt out on carbon paper where he ripped the top off, and I got the yellow copy underneath. Old school. And he actually, as I was telling him about these figures, he actually knocked $5 off the one I'm going to hold up here, and just friendly and pleasant and nice, but did not know they made Hudson. They never made him, to my knowledge, in a single figure, but they made Hudson, again, basic looking army dude, played by Bill Paxton, rest his soul. But Hudson comes with an alien, so now he's going to be up there with Drake and Vasquez with their aliens as well. But yeah, so I went, nice. Oh my, and scooped him up. Hudson and the Scorpion alien. So did not know they made him. Had no clue. So that was a great find. Card's not the best condition, but who cares? And again, I scooped him up, like I said, because I had never seen him. He's on the back. He's featured on the back. Well, this card anyway. But yeah. So yeah. The last figure I'll show for right now, and then we'll give John a turn. I actually got yesterday at Kid Force, talking to Joe. Was walking, making a final sweep, and I looked and went, "Oh, am I going to start this collection now too?" We'll see.
Okay.
Do you want to take a guess or not?
I honestly don't.
You really, yeah.
Because you go in such wild directions.
Does that help?
Maybe a little bit. Yes. It's about time.
I got a Mega Man. Mega Man 2 is one of my all-time favorite Nintendo games. One of my all-time favorite games, period.
Which is why I've been pestering you for forever about collecting Mega Mans, because there's a couple of decent Mega Man lines out there, like coming out now, and there's like even an older one, and it's always bugged me that you don't collect Mega Man.
Well, I have at least Mega Man.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, yeah, get him. So I
was at the Marysville Toy Show last year when they had I was at a table and they had a bunch of the old Mega Man line, and they had Snake Man on there.
Oh,
and like he's just a cool looking design.
Yeah.
And he was ridiculously expensive, so there wasn't any way I was going to get him. But like,
he came with an extra head. It's got like a mean face on it, and he actually didn't have the blaster on his. He has like 3 other hands, and he had the blaster. So I popped his fist off, and you gotta have the blaster. You gotta have the Mega Buster on.
Which line is this? Like, who makes that one?
I'd have to go get the box and look.
Okay.
They're relatively new because he was in a section with like there was like Mario and Luigi and some other Nintendo guys.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's the same line, but it's Mega Man, and I finally scooped up a Mega Man.
Excellent. I'm going to piggyback right off that.
Okay.
Because I have just a random pickup that I just grabbed off the shelves walking through Walmart one day, um, because it was inexpensive and finally a version that I like. And that's how I got a Link.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. I love me some Legend of Zelda. I think
Yeah.
I don't appreciate how much I enjoy Legend of Zelda. But finally happy to get and I don't know if they differentiate this as whether it is the Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom one, but recent Link. And there had been a version at the store forever that I kept thinking about getting, but kept passing up because it came with just like generic starter shield and like generic, like beginning the game sword.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw that this version actually has the Hyrule shield and the Master Sword, yeah, like give me something iconic that he can hold while he's standing up there on the shelf.
Yeah.
Because I have played the heck out of both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdoms. They're beautiful games and just mechanically ridiculous. Um, the stories are fantastic. Like I love Legend of Zelda. I never
Yeah.
talk about it, but
Yeah, I did too. And it's funny because I haven't played any of the more recent Zelda games. My favorite was always the Super Nintendo Link to the Past.
A
I
Link to the
loved that
Past is
game.
it's still one of my favorite games of all
It,
time.
yeah, it's so good.
It's yeah, it's darn near perfect.
Yeah.
Um, but that's just the first. I've spent a good amount of time with Walmart recently, because in the past month, here's the thing: we don't do a lot of social commentary on the show, but let's start. Social media, it's pretty much trash, but it's great for toy collecting, um, because it is very useful to follow people online who will tell you when things go on stupid sales. Um, and I'll tell you, I have found so many outrageous deals in the last month, um, that almost none of the toys I'm going to show today I bought anywhere near full price, which is one of my favorite highlights of toy hunting this year so far. Is I've just gotten stupid deals on things, finding stuff on clearance, finding stuff like just crazy markdown, being in the right place at the right time. For example, um, thanks to the good people on social media, um, I ordered a Banglin skull figure. One of the best parts of the Ahsoka series, a character that you were interested in and knew he was just going to get more interested whenever the second season came out. Um, Absolute shame that the actor portraying him passed away. Um, but a very cool figure worth picking up. Great figure, especially at like $8. Like, crazy Walmart's trying to get rid of back stock, which is the exact same reason why I ordered that. And in the same order, got this Walmart exclusive uh, Warlord figure, um, or just Space Xavier. Good old X-Men Marvel Legends. Last year they did that whole run of the cover of Uncanny X-Men 275, which I didn't get any of because, you know, wasn't really interested. And I wasn't really interested in this figure either. Um, but I'm pretty sure I got him for like $6. Um, and just by himself, he's a pretty cool looking figure. I think the fact that he is Charles Xavier makes it less cool than if it was just like a space warlord dude. Like he's pretty slick looking, like without like cool helmet, cool cape. But the fact that it's just Charles Xavier somehow makes it less cool.
Mm.
Um, I don't know what I'm going to do with him quite yet. I think he'd look a little weird up on my shelf, but I do like him. Speaking of finding things at a crazy price at Walmart, um, we have at the local one just a big display of, is it nacelle toys um, that have been there since well before Christmas, and I'd been waiting and waiting and waiting, and they finally put them on sale. So I finally picked up a Sectar.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can see the clearance sticker still on there for $13. Um, yeah, it's a cool looking figure. Finally got it down to a price that I liked. Um, I had a Sectar growing up. It wasn't this dude.
I had both of them and their puppets
Oh yeah,
and like two other guys.
because in this one, they put out this one. There's a Walmart exclusive that's just a repaint where he's like all in silver, um, basically like the Night Force version or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I debated getting, but I like the blue and black. Like it's a good combination. And there's also the lady version of him, which they did not make in the original line.
No.
Because lady. So if you're a big Sectar fan, that was a good move. Oh yeah, Stellara. It's on the back. I think this is just going to look really cool up on my shelf with like my other random 80s sci-fi figures. I have no qualms about busting him out of the package, as soon as this episode is over. Sectars are a really weird but cool line. Like I said, I had one of them. If they ever make more of these and they put out the dude that I actually had, I'll probably get him. But finally got down to a nice price, so I scooped it, and they still have a handful of them. I was just there today getting dog food, and every time I walk past the stealth version, I go, do I need a second one? So far, I don't.
So let us dive into the realm of WWE.
Uh-oh.
Shall we?
Might as well.
Scoop this fella up also when I got Sonya at Your Tour Connections. The old junkyard dog, JYD, with his dogs on the boots, thump on the butt, great chain, collar. He even came with the crown.
I do love how the chain is just an actual chain.
Yeah. It's like one of those cheap necklaces you buy as a kid.
Yeah, like it's not just a plastic thing. Like, no, just an actual chain.
Yeah. And came with the crown when he was going after Harley Race, when Harley Race was king. I loved JYD. I've been looking for a good JYD figure, and I liked him, and I liked the price on him, so I scooped him up. Then I was on Big Bad Toy Store, and they had some really good prices, I thought. So I decided to expand my collection. I'm going to do a really horrible impression.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, my Undertaker. Oh, Paul Bearer, rest his soul.
That's a pretty good figure.
That's a good. He came with, obviously, he came with the urn. But he also came with the bigger urn that they used to shine the light out of. This one does not do that, but just a good looking pallbearer. That gruesome face. He played his character so well. When I had him I actually had the urn. He's able to keep the urn in his hand. He's by my Undertaker on my table, of wrestling guys. So that's going to have to be redone in a little bit. But yeah, it's a good pallbearer.
Can I tell you my favorite piece of Percy Pringle trivia there?
What's that?
Do you know what character his father was famous for playing?
No.
Ronald McDonald.
No kidding. I did not know that.
Yeah. His dad was one of the handful of people to be Ronald back in the day.
Wow. To add to the collection, and I had to get him. Had to get him while he's hot. Had to get him while he's hot. Yeet.
Absolutely. It's a good figure, too.
There is no hotter guy right now than Jey Uso. And he's
Absolutely
so
true.
good. I mean, you watch his entrances and dang. I just watched that clip. Go ahead.
They're getting a little silly with him. And I'm glad they're doing it. But I'm like, there's gotta be a ceiling here. Like once this new trend that they just started of like stopping the music and then starting it up again, that can't last. Come on.
That's because the crowd won't stop.
It's wild.
It's as big as the Yes movement.
Like we have talked at length about Jey Uso and how like I've been saying for a while, like that dude is leaving WrestleMania with a belt. Didn't expect him to win the Royal Rumble straight out. I thought he'd maybe win Elimination Chamber. But like, oh, absolutely, like me and my kid do that. Like when he comes out, like it's wild, like how over that guy is.
I watched a clip on YouTube yesterday, and it was Rikishi watching the Royal Rumble, but he had some friends with him who I didn't know, but also watching the Rumble with him, sitting directly, and they're like in his basement, like watching TV. Right? Yeah. And sitting in front of him was Mark Henry.
Nice.
And next to him was Chavo Guerrero. And they're all cheering. They're going, "Come on, Jay! Come on!" And then when he wins, they all freak out. It's great. This one caught me off guard because I ordered 3 figures expecting 3 different packages, but it came in a box like this, and they weren't priced as 3; they were priced individually. So that's why I bought them, because I was like, this is a pretty fair price for all 3 of them.
Weird.
So it's the 3 faces of Foley.
Oh my God.
I really wanted a Mankind. This is going to be hard to do with my setup right now. I really wanted a Mankind, but then I saw the other 2, and Dude Love and Cactus Jack, and I saw what they were all. And I was like, okay, so I scooped them all up. I thought they were going to come individually packaged. Nope, they came in this, and now I'm like, do I unbox this or not? Because this is a great setup.
That's pretty good.
It is. And they're all really good looking figures. They're all really well sculpted. They have each of his, characters in the backdrops for each one. They got the smiley face with the mask, the Dude Love tie-dye, and the Bang Bang Dead or Alive Cactus Jack. Just good figures.
I was going to say, that Dude Love is especially good.
Yeah, they're all really good looking figures. So they might stay in this box, which that wasn't my original plan. If they had come individually, I probably would have popped them open already. But I really liked that box and that setup.
And I love me some Mick Foley.
Well, who doesn't? How can you not?
Rock and Sock Connection? Come on. Him winning the title on Raw is still just an all-time, like, it's hard to find a better moment.
Yeah. A really feel-good moment.
Right?
Yep. And then, I dare say, what I got next, he's just a national treasure. A national treasure.
Oh, you already did Mick Foley. So.
Yeah. Another guess?
Is it Tito?
No.
Oh, okay.
What's up? And it's Judgment Day, Our Truth, where it's got all their names and he taped his.
Does it have both Tom and Nick on there?
No, it says Dirty Dom.
Okay.
But yeah, uh, just I've been looking for an R Truth figure. I think there's another one of him coming out, or there is one of him coming out. But I saw this one, and the shirt just makes me laugh. And he's just he's so. I just watched a documentary on him too. I think it was yesterday as well.
Nice.
It's really good. He goes back to his where he grew up and stuff, and he's just a fun guy. I mean, who does wrestling comedy better than our Truth, except maybe Santino Marella? 1A, 1B. So yeah, people over there, what's up? Feel me, hear me, say what's up.
Solid
What's
pickup.
up? Yeah, so there adds to my WWE collection. The next chunk I have all go together. So go ahead and roll.
Going back to getting crazy prices on things at Walmart. Um, the problem with getting so many things so inexpensively um, is that you have to get a few of them in order to get free shipping. So on top of like your Bale and Skulls and your Charles Xavier's, um, I've also been getting more GI Joe classifieds and really building out my collection. Like I've basically doubled my GI Joe collection almost, um, which I think you can see most of it up there. Like I've got a handful of Vipers, Serpentor, um, so not a lot of them. And this year I actually picked up actual GI Joes. I talked about one I got at the Mansfield Toy Show. I also picked up Jinx from one of these flash sales because she was on sale. And one of the actual GI Joes, um, maybe the GI Joe that I've wanted the most out of the ones they've sent out so far. Because Jinx was great. Jinx was basically my main ninja of my collection. Like I didn't have a Snake Eyes for a really long time as a kid. I know, you know, sad. Um, but always had a Jinx. I went with blindfolded mask version of Jinx. Wanted her pulling out the katana. I know she's got her cool staff, which is very iconic, but there was just something cool about her like training blindfolded with this. And perfectly happy to get her for like a really nice price. Similarly, there was another order where I was like, well, I'm gonna get uh, that free shipping, which is how I got a Python Patrol Crimson Guard. I had both versions of this dude growing up, so I was happy to have this Python Patrol version of him as well. I had his gun. I think it fell behind the desk. Um, he's definitely. I'm going to say he's the best Python Patrol figure.
I
There's
agree.
just there's just something about the yellow shirt and the gray pants. I, it's hard to say which version is better because the red one is classic and it works. This one's real good too. And on my most recent order, speaking of Crimson Guards, gotta hit that free shipping. So to do that, got myself the Crimson Guard version Alley Viper here, which I think it's the big red shield, especially with the striping on it, makes him look like a really like intense firefighter. Um, I don't know. Maybe if he had more red on the legs, like he'd look more like an alley viper. Um, but I like me an alley viper, so finally good to have one of the other colored versions of him. I think the original Ally Viper was the first classified figure I ever got. And I know they just put out a new one, but it's like a deluxe one that comes with a bunch of scenery, so it's really expensive. It's going to be real hard to find that one, but it was nice to finally get an Ally Viper, and again for a really nice discounted price, um, because I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And speaking of being in the right place at the right time, and speaking of WWE figures,
Oh.
um, I made my way into a Target a few weeks ago, and not my usual one. Went to the second closest Target, because I was looking for a specific figure, and heard there might be a chance it was there. I think it was that Battle Armor Skeletor. Somebody said that was the last place they saw it. They didn't have it. So while I was there, I was just poking around, and the place was a wasteland. Like, it looked like it had not been restocked at all since Christmas, or that like they had taken it down for cleaning or something. Like, the toy aisles were bare. So I wandered through the regular toy section and made my way over to like the collector's shelves, and they had a Defenders of the Earth figure that I didn't have, and I was like, this figure's been here for years. Like, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna find one of those scanners and see like what its price was. Still full price, still like $30, even though it had a date in like 2001, 2002, and I'm like, absurd. So I put it back, but in doing so, I saw this figure. This figure where it should not have been, because this is not the wrestling section, and I went, because the last time I was at this Target, I was looking for this, and which was right around Christmas time. So I took it over to that same scanner, and it came up as $10 because it was on clearance. It was just in the wrong section, which is how I got the Ultimate Chase Vader for like $10.
That's ridiculous.
And this is like, I'd seen the other version, which I think is this one, but this is the Vader I wanted with the big red outfit there. Like, that's what Vader looked like at SummerSlam '96 when I saw him at Gundarita. Vader's one of my favorite big wrestlers, and not just because he guest starred on Boy Meets World so often, but it helped. So it was still finding it when the rest of the place had been cleared out, just stumbling upon it in an area where it probably shouldn't have been. And then, because like everything was on clearance, which is why the place was bare and empty, getting it for an absolute like steal of a price. Like, I was checking out like I gotta get out of here with this like right now, like shopping over. Can't wait to take him out of this and put him on the shelf. I don't have a Vader sized space on the shelf with the other wrestling figures at the moment. Like, I love that he comes with the old winged belt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think that's the old winged belt, but like that old style championship belt. Like the multiple heads, including the one without the mask, and then like a separate mask to go with it, is great. Like, Vader was fantastic. Like, probably my favorite big guy wrestler, you know. And to find the Chafes version for next to nothing was such a good day of toy hunting. Like, that's the dream.
Yeah.
You go out and find like something you want but weren't expecting at an incredible price. Like, one of the best days of toy hunting you could probably have.
100%.
Favorite time.
Let's stay classified, because that's where we're going.
Excellent.
With the battle currently raging on my table, I realized that the Cobras were highly outnumbered, so we had to beef up their ranks. So we saw Destro last episode. Well, to your point, how about we just get a bat? And I also put the little claw hand on him as well, because that's the hand I often use with my guys when I was growing up.
I'm gonna say that was probably the only hand that like at eventually like we had.
Yeah. So yeah, scooped up a classified bat.
I do miss the lenticular chest piece. I will say that.
Yeah, that is lost.
I just miss things being lenticular.
Well, not Python Patrol, but Copperhead. Some of the poses they're in, I literally just plop them off the table. He's currently battling Ricondo. They're dueling machetes, going at it.
Man, I'll tell you, we really should use like our social media accounts more. Like it'd be cool to put those pictures up there.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, Kohan has a wild setup. Like his entire dining room table is a ridiculous G.I. Joe battle scene.
It is.
His tank, Dragonfly. How many figures do you think are on there? At least 12.
At least 12. 60? 50? In that area?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 sitting here. And if you have Destro, you gotta have the Baroness. Nice. I got her retro carded as well. Found her at a good price, and I have her in a great pose. She's attacking Scarlet. Like Scarlet's kind of like flipping her over, so she's kind of like doing this. It looks great. So Destro, the Baroness, Copperhead, and the Cobra Bat, all taking care of business for their team. And finally, Sandar.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Some people complained about his look. I really like it.
That's great. Let me see those shoulder pads. The gold looks so good.
Yeah. I can't remember who. I think he's tangling with Beachhead. Because I got all these new guys, I had to start rearranging and change who was fighting whom. So I think he's currently going one-on-one with Beachhead.
That's one, and I don't know why exactly. That one's going to be rough for me to like wait and try to get like a loose one or something, or try to get one for like the same price as like a Jinx or something.
Yeah, these are all in the box.
Yeah, like if I ever see one in the wild, I'll wait until it becomes an actual problem.
Then we go Bazooka's best buddy. Let's bring in Alpine.
That's a great translation of his original figure.
It really is. It came with more accessories. I mean, this hook, the grappling hook. He does have his grappling gun, which you can attach the hook to. You can see probably through that little put there on my face there.
Well, that looks familiar.
Yeah, but I'm not untying that grab. No, there's no reason to. He really is a good looking figure. He came with a ton of accessories. You can place them all on him. Who's he got? Oh, he's a
good jacket too.
Yeah, he's fighting a Viper. He's got this pickaxe coming down on the Viper. Well, I don't know if you saw in the pictures what Bazooka's doing.
Hopefully he's firing a bazooka.
No, he's got another Viper like this. Press slamming him. And then standing up by the Dragonfly, where all the fly boys are, we go Starduster.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're really getting their money's worth out of those jetpacks, huh?
They really are, aren't they? And the funny thing is, I have him 3 3/4, and he's such a rare figure. There were 2 versions of him. I don't have this version because mine didn't come with the visor. I don't think he has the star on his helmet either. I could be wrong there. I know he doesn't have the visor, so I think I have version 2. But both versions are really rare, and they're one of the most sought after of the G.I. Joe original 3 3/4. But he only ever appeared in the commercial for the cereal. That's all he ever appeared in, except for the comic that I think that came with him when you got him. And it was like a little mini comic. But he was a bunch of reused parts, but he's still a good looking figure. And me, I'm a GI Joe guy, and I'm afraid I'm going to start to become a completist with this line because I'm looking back and more going, well, yeah, and like you, when I see him for not that he was a steal, but when I see him for what they're worth, and then this was a this one I've been looking for. I finally ordered him um, from Hong Kong, and I ordered him from Hong Kong because it was free shipping, and it was less. It was less than if I ordered him within the states, counting shipping. So I said, well, okay. Finally, Chuckles. G.I.
Ah,
Joe
great.
Chuckles. Now, I have him like this because I've been waiting. I've been waiting to do this because I really think I want to switch his heads. Because
Are you going with beat up head?
this is such a good head. I don't know. There we go. Maybe.
Yeah,
It's just
with the black eye and everything.
missing tooth, but a big grin on his face. I mean, he comes with a Walkman, for the love of God, with
That's
headphones.
pretty good.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it out of this bag. I mean, you won't be able to see it, but
That's good.
and he's got headphones that go with it. His briefcase is you can put the stolen files he has, little files he comes with. Um, it's just he's such a good sunglasses. Again, all this is good. I left it all off because I was waiting to do the episode. But
I do like it when like they come with accessories that are like they're not even accessories; they're just props.
yeah, it just and I
Headphones,
could just
headphones, and Walkman
he's
are real good.
he's actually fighting the Crimson Guard. I just put the little headphones on him. He's just he's such a good figure, and like I kicked myself because I didn't get him when he first came out. So he costs a little more than maybe what I should have paid for, but I've been looking for him. He's been one I've been actively hunting, and when I
He's
saw it,
he's been expensive from the jump.
yeah, I mean his brief, but
A briefcase is a good accessory.
it was like, hey, he comes with two sets of handcuffs, one that are complete and one that are broke, like he snapped out of them. So, yeah, very very happy with Chuckles.
Nice.
I mean, I'll say it now. He's a possible figure of the year. He's really good. I really like him. So
I'll start with this one. I had a pre-order come in, and one of the things I think is neat. This is the only thing. Let me see here. I think this is the only thing I've paid full price for this entire time. That's not true. I did pay full price for that link, but it was like $10. I ordered this back in September, and it finally came in. And I finally have the X-Men Legends X-Men arcade game Sentinels. And you probably can't. Nope, they're over there. You probably can't see it from here. But like the X-Men team that I have up there are the arcade game Pride of the X-Men group. And the villains that are around them are the ones from the same things. So I missed the first round of these and had to sort of pre-order the second run, which again was back in September. But they finally came in. I wanted to pull them out. Because how cool are these? Like those are the ones from the arcade game.
that's cool.
They come with a rock. Just like, in classic arcade style, just pull out a big chunk of earth and fling it. It's it would be very bad if they issued these in different colors. Like because think back to like the Ninja Turtles arcade game,
The foot
where like all the
soldiers.
foot soldiers come in different colors. They did the same thing with the Sentinels and these. There were green ones and white ones and gold ones, and it would be hard not to at least get a couple. Um, and there are only a couple of figures left. Like there's the Hellfire Club White Queen, I think is going to be out of my reach because it's too rare and way too expensive, and I'm just not going for it. Um, but I was genuinely surprised that they made these, and they're not a figure that I ever would have expected to be able to put up on my shelves because I always just thought like I was getting the arcade version or Pride of the X-Men version like for me as sort of my own thing. I never thought that like Hasbro itself would actually acknowledge that and like the great pixelated art on the box of them throwing Big Rock. Um, so it's these are just real cool. Like they're Sentinels. They're just like the scrubs that you had to like punch on your way through the level. So it's not like they have a deep nostalgic connection or anything. But how cool is this?
They're very cool.
I would have never thought that they would make figures of like the scrubs from the arcade game and actually be able to put that up there with the arcade team. So real excited to get these. Real excited to take them out and figure out how I can fit them up on the already crowded shelf, especially if one's going to be holding the boulder. So there'll be a math problem soon enough. My next figure is the first figure I bought this year. That's how long it's been since we've recorded an episode. I'm pretty sure I bought this like January 3rd or something, as soon as the holidays were over and stores reopened. Went up to a fairly local store, just Rebel Toys up in Delaware, Ohio, because it had been there forever. I knew the price on it was very good, and I just don't know why I never picked it up before. So I made a trip specifically to drive up and get the Ninja James Bond Jr. action figure.
Wow.
Hold a moment so everyone can soak that in.
All I've got to say was the last couple episodes, we've got randos.
What are you talking about? This is James Bond Jr.
Junior.
This is Bond. James Bond Jr.
Junior.
Do you even remember that this was a show?
Yeah. Bond. James Bond Jr.
God, like look at how they like 90s cartoonified like all these villains. Like there's IQ. Look at B-boy Odd Job there with the big chain. Or Jaws. The very questionable Dr. No. And everyone's favorite Walker D. Plank.
That's pretty
But
cool.
inexplicably, I loved James Bond as a kid. Like, I don't know why, like, my parents let me watch the movies when I was, like, a very little kid. Like, my childhood heroes were, like, Robin Hood and James Bond. So when James Bond Jr. came out, like, I was reading, like the Choose Your Own Adventures of his. Like, I remember being at the B. Dalton bookseller in Great Northern, like, way back in the day, like, picking James Bond Jr. novels off the shelf. And I remember this specific action figure from when I was very young. And as stupid as this line is, this is I mean, it's not a great figure. It is of its time. Like, what do you want? I can't even see who made this. But like, the accessories are great because he doesn't come with a helmet, but he comes with that face mask that you put to cover his mouth, and that's cool.
So I can still talk in space.
Yeah, so he actually looks like that. And the sword and the staff are great. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to run into any more of these figures. So I don't know if this is a line that like there is a scuba version, which does seem kind of cool. Like if I run into them in the future and they're not absurdly priced, like this was $10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, like perfectly happy. I feel bad because it's such like the card's fine and it's such a small bubble and like it's been on there for so long. Um, 1991.
Jeez.
Like I I want to take him out, but I feel so bad at cracking him open after all this time. You know?
Yeah, it's a conundrum.
Yeah. So was just real tickled to find James Bond Jr. anything out there and remember like how much I dug that as a little kid. So it was real fun. And we'll see if I run into a Doctor Derange figure at one of these shows. Who knows? Maybe I'll pick him up. Um, my last figure for this episode is one that I'm so excited about. It was one that when it was first announced, I was like that checks so many boxes for me. It looks so cool, but not only was it a Walmart exclusive, um, so you could only get it off its website. It was also a little expensive at the time, but as we've discussed this entire episode, 'tis the season for things to go on stupid sale at Walmart. And for some reason, they had enough of these that they finally made it to like half off. Um, so this is what I ordered along with the Crimson Guard Alley Viper because you gotta get that free shipping. And again, it was half off its usual price. So I got a Masters of the Universe Origins Necroconda.
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 All right.
It is, as it's described, a reanimated Snake Man soldier.
And we know your love of Snake Man.
You know, like I love bad guys who are snakes, and like undead knights. And this guy does everything. Like I'm gonna try to get him up there. Like Snakehead, look at that! Look at that body armor.
Yeah.
Glows in the dark.
As it
Bonus.
should.
Do you notice this part over here? So you can swap out him. You can have him in legs or with a snake body.
That's pretty good.
Comes with the stinky grabby claws. It's with a variety of weapons. He's got a cloak, like a soft goods cloak. You can see him in the art there. My only problem with him is this. In the art, on the back, you see He-Man fighting 3 of these dudes,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like that. Because I don't like something this cool being like a soldier. I don't like a deluxe figure that looks this distinctive being an army builder. Like this guy should be like not necessarily last boss, but like he's the boss you fight before the last boss because he's the one that's like actually good at fighting.
So he should be like the captain of the guards.
Yeah. Like he should be like the monster they create that like you have to destroy before you get to Skeletor or something. Because he looks so cool. Undead like Snake Warrior. Yeah. Like the only thing I'm mad at is that should I have ordered 3 of them?
Are you going to
Glows
bust
in
him
the
out of the
dark.
box or not?
I'm absolutely gonna bust them out of the box. Like you've seen me thumbing it while I'm trying to talk to you because I'm pretty sure I cut the tape, but there we go. They even have instructions on the side about popping his torso off there. 2 seconds. Yeah. Hope that plastic isn't audio poison. But just like the snake head armor, like everything glows in the dark. The fact that you can just put him on an actual serpent body, well, like the cape comes with a hood too. Like he's got everything. He, as you may imagine, this was not a figure that was like originally made. You know, I'm pretty sure he didn't appear in the cartoon back in the day.
Probably not.
But I think they got to the point in the Origins line where they were like making the figures that had been like planned or designed but never actually produced. And they did a whole bunch of Snake Men. And I believe he is one of the last ones. Like even just like the shoulder pads are awesome. Like this guy rules. Okay. Undead Snake Warrior in awesome glow in the dark armor with a hooded cape. Like chef's kiss. It's everything I could want in a villain.
Look at you. Except for the box art.
So those are all my highlights. That is the end of my pile.
I almost feel bad going now. Maybe I should let you go last. But I only say that because I've got another possible figure of the year here.
Excellent.
There were 3 different heads you could put on him. His normal, like, ready for battle. His scowling face. But I chose the happy grinning face. And there's a reason for that, which I will show in a moment. But I went Super 7. Yeah. Happy, smiling, gung-ho. I only have... Oops, I just popped his head off.
No.
I only have now 5 of these guys. Snake Eyes, Scarlet, Duke, Doc, and now gung-ho. And along the line of great accessories, I gotta get this head on straight. Not his gun, not his backpack, but I believe it's the original miniseries when G.I. Joe has to surrender. And Stalker's standing there, and it looks like he's on his jetpack, and there's an army behind him, and he's issuing the G.I. Joe surrender to Cobra. And you see this hand come in and starts playing with the little toys. And Gung-Ho's back to going, arr, and Stalker's like, Gung-Ho, would you get out of this shot? And Duke's like, it's okay. I think we were off air when GH took his little play break. And he was playing with a tiny little Wolverine that CoverGirl comes with. So he comes with this Wolverine so he can play. So you should see the setup I have. I have this the blast that came with scrap irons. The classified, and it's the big fire. It looks like a campfire, and I've got Snake Eye sitting there next to Timber. He's just kind of holding Timber, like petting Timber. Doc's sitting there reading a comic book. Duke's sitting there. Scarlett's got her arms kind of wrapped around him like they're talking, and then Gung-Ho's just standing there looking at his little toy. It's like they're on R&R. They're out camping, or they're just hanging out. It's like after a bat, they're just hanging out. So you got the battle waging on the table, and these 5 guys sitting on top of my bar just going, man. But I just love him. I love him. I mean, he is very cartoony.
They all ripped straight from like the show.
Yeah,
like just reached into the TV and popped him out.
That big happy grin on his face, and I had him holding it. He dropped it.
That's very good.
He's just playing with. Hey, CoverGirl, how you doing? Driving around the Wolverine.
Because we saw this with the Sergeant Slaughter figure, and like the idea of action figures coming with like even smaller versions of action figures is fantastic.
Oh yeah,
like this 100%. Is a great trend.
Yeah,
like it. I've never seen a vehicle before. That's great.
Yeah, we may have to do a top 10 accessories. Your top 10, mine. Because
We could probably. I don't know how extensive we can get. We could probably each pull a few out.
a few.
I don't know if you'd probably get mad if I did it and you got to number one. I was just like helmets.
Yeah, well, probably. But I mean, I might have 10 sitting in. Well, I know I've got 10 sitting in this room, but more than 10. But anyway, so yeah, I love that figure too. He's like all those Super Sevens that, and I by no means collecting them all because they're just so expensive. But I think I got him right. I think if I remember correctly, I'd have to go back and look. I think Super Seven was having a discount. It was like 10%, maybe 20% off. But I was like,
Still something.
yep. So yeah, yeah. So lots of classifieds, good handful of wrestlers, and then, like I said, I could have two figures of the year in this pile with Chuckles and Gung Ho. We'll see what the rest of the year brings. Now I will say this: there is one figure that I've already bought that's I've not shown because I'm waiting for its counterpart. When its counterpart arrives, then I will share it. But until then, I'm gonna keep that one quiet.
Excellent. I like ending the show on a cliffhanger. People, you got to tune in next time. Where will we show you the toys we bought? Maybe.
We might if you like and subscribe. And hey, throw in a comment as well. What are you hunting? What do you like? What did you like that we got? What did you hate that we got? Or just drop a hello to us because we appreciate it. We appreciate all the views. We appreciate all the likes. So thank you much.
Yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. As usual, I've been John.
And I'm still Kohan.
And this was I Bought Toys Today. Who knows what we'll do tomorrow? And we finally made it through all of our pile. So let's get out of here.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.